Welcome back, everybody. Sport Federation TV. We carry on talking about sport in the province and, of course, across the 6 districts. And as you know, of course, Cape Town is one of those districts, and golf is one of our sport codes. And as you know, we have, on a number of occasions, focused on women's golf. And I'm lucky enough, once again, to have the president of women's golf, Sarah Braude, on the line with me. Sarah has, of course, been instrumental in sport in golf in Cape Town, and, of course, well, we're now proud to say that she's the president of Women's Golf South Africa. Big event in Cape Town at the moment. It's the South African Women's Open. Sarah, welcome back to Federation TV.
Thank you so much, JP, and great to be chatting to you from Westlake, where the Investec SA Women's Open is being played this week.
Yeah, massive event. I know that offline we were getting messages just about the fact that this event here in Cape Town at Westlake, which is just on our doorstep, is being broadcast to millions of people around the world. That must be a fantastic accolade for you guys.
Yes, you know, Investec really have assisted around this tournament. It is a professional event, but from an amateur perspective, we do get invitations for our amateurs to play. We have 8 amateurs in the field this week. And that is really healthy. It's a great connection. It gives them an opportunity to play on the professional stage, if I can put it that way, through the Sunshine Ladies Tour, and to play alongside the pros. You know, this is being broadcast across the world. So it is a big stage, and it's a great opportunity for our amateurs to showcase their talent and hopefully make the cut. We've got Kayla McNabb, who's #1 in South Africa, leading the amateurs, together with Isabella van Rooyen, who's lying second in the amateur leaderboard, and she's from a local girl from Western Province as well.
How do the amateur players get into the professional competitions? I mean, professional, we know that the pro players are earning salaries. It's very tough. So if you're a local player, an amateur player, how do you make it into the pro competitions? How do you get that sort of selection?
Well, what happens is the Sunshine Ladies Tour has a tour in South Africa that travels the country, and amateurs are allowed to enter these events. Obviously, the pros get first opportunity, but if there are spaces available. And we thank the Sunshine Ladies Tour for making the opportunity available for amateurs to participate. If necessary, there is a pre-qualifier, but certainly for the flagship event, the Investec SA Women's Open, we are able to select our leading 2 players, which in this case was Kayla McNabb. Unfortunately, Megan Stryker from Boyland couldn't play due to school commitments, but Samantha Watley, our 3rd-ranked player, was invited. And then if there are spaces available and at the discretion of Sunshine Ladies Tour, more amateurs are entitled to participate in the event if they qualify.
So you mentioned one of the players had a school commitment, so I'm assuming that you've got some very young players having an opportunity at this level.
Yes, they are. You know, some of our girls, grade 11, grade 12, those are important academic years, and it's always a juggle when you're at that level as to your future in golf, because a lot of them are looking to move into scholarships and so forth, so they do need to focus on their academics as well as juggle their elite golfing career and these playing opportunities, which are huge for them.
What comes after this? What comes after the South African Women's Open? I believe that if you do well at this tournament, you're able to go to some fairly serious senior international events.
Well, interesting that you mentioned that. In fact, the Jabra Ladies Classic, which Kayla McNabb won, she was the first amateur to win a professional event since Ashley Behind did it in 2007. She's now received an invitation to play in the Jabra Ladies Open in France in about 3 weeks' time. So she's hopefully going to be able to go and participate as an amateur in a professional field. But that's what's so exciting about the partnership between the amateur and the professional side of the game. Without these playing opportunities, our amateurs would not have a roadmap, as I call it. And it all starts really in the developments part of the game. Western Province and Boylands and Southern Cape all have very strong development programs. And through these programs, these girls go into junior squads and into provincial and national squads. So all the girls that we have playing this week, all the amateurs, shall I rather say, are all part of the development program, have come through those ranks in various areas of the country.
Well, that's of course the next thing that I wanted to ask you. I mean, and we know each other from going back to the Cape Town days, and you yourself have followed the process, and in fact, you've forged the process for golf and women's golf from Cape Town to provincial, all the way through to the national level. But if I look at some of the campaigns that you've driven, you've run the Must Love Golf campaign, you've had the development clinics. It's been an ongoing process. And if I look at your timeline, we're talking about the space now where I've known you over more than a 10-year period. Are some of these young ladies that are competing in the tournament some of the athletes that came through the ranks from back in the day?
Oh yes, most definitely, and that's a quiet reward. You know, we don't volunteer in this role for any benefits or anything of that nature. It's about creating the opportunities for the amateurs to really grow and hopefully progress into the professional ranks. So Isabella van Rooyen, for example, started many years ago in the junior program. She's now 17 years old, and she's actually just joined the national B squad, our Golf RSA national B squad. So that's really exciting, having known her for a number of years. But also girls across the country, you know, some of which, you know, from early ages, 9, 10 years old, and now to see them progress and playing in the elite stage. Kayla McNabb, who's represented South Africa. Just to mention Zetu Nyeki, who's also in the field playing as a professional now, who represented South Africa. So to see this progression and to see them really achieving their dreams is something quite special, but it comes with a lot of hard work. As we all know, any athlete will know about that.
Yeah, I think that from looking at golf from the outside, one does not always see the hard work that goes on behind the scenes, the amount of volunteers, the amount of administrators, not to mention all the sort of, let's say, political complications that can come into the world of sport. And to beat all those challenges and yet deliver these champions and give athletes these opportunities, it really does take a tremendous effort, and we have to tip our hat to the hard work and that you guys are doing. So that's really, really fantastic, Sarah.
We have coaches involved who often go beyond their coaching responsibility in terms of really assisting the players. You know,
Yeah.
any athlete will know there's a technical ability, but it's also around mental coaching, mental development, fitness, eating, nutrition. So we certainly try and provide throughout the levels, or through all the levels of development and where the athletes are, as to what their needs are, and to try and fill or to give them a toolbox so that they can achieve their best golfing ability. And particularly in the women's golf space, that is core to us. And yes, we focus on the elite side of the sport, but it's also about growing the game. You know, it's about those who just want to go out and play social golf, those that just want to be members of golf clubs, but it all comes together. All of us are unearthly kind of competitive in some way, even if it's just with your friends on a Sunday afternoon playing the sport. But yes, our focus is certainly on growing the game across all age groups, and certainly also amongst women who are possibly in business and want us to take up the sport and see it as a business opportunity to network, to meet people. That's something really special about sport, but really special in golf as well.
No, it is really great. At a local level now, if there's moms and dads watching the show and they're seeing the fantastic work that you're doing, and our young ladies champions that are coming through the ranks, if they want to sign up, I'm assuming it's a question of pop in at a local golf course, or how do you go about it?
Well, there are a couple of ways, and just to say that the Investec SA Women's Open is actually being broadcast on DSTV with SuperSport this whole weekend from 12 o'clock. You'll be able to watch it at the moment, and certainly tomorrow and Sunday's final round. And then anybody's welcome to either contact their local golf club. They can also interact with us or contact us on Golf RSA webpage. We can certainly point them in the direction of who they could liaise with locally. And then from a coaching point of view, we have coaching points across the country. There are 56 of them, and any young woman or any young girl wanting to learn the sport is welcome to contact a coaching point, and we can put them in touch with those coaching points. So go to www.golfrsa.com and please reach out to us. We would love to bring you into the sport.
Sarah, just quickly back to the tournament. You mentioned now, of course, that the tournament itself, the SA Women's Open, the Investec SA Women's Open, is being broadcast on DSTV live. So for folks that want to watch the tournament, they can obviously tune in. But you're talking about now a competition Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 rounds of golf, full rounds of golf. Am I right?
Yes, it's actually this year for the first time now 4 rounds of golf. It's a co-sanctioned event with the Ladies European Tour. So the broadcast reach is phenomenal. That's also an amazing opportunity in terms of Cape Town and the event itself. And also this year, just to mention that the top 4 finishers will earn a spot in the US Women's Open. So the international field here is significant. But also just to qualify that it is run in terms of all COVID-19 risk mitigation protocols. There is a very tight bubble around the players. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to have spectators at the moment, but anybody working at the event has gone through the necessary protocols, including screening for 10 days before the event, antigen testing, and we have a whole dedicated area for that, or should I rather say the tournament organizers have it. So it is a slightly different feel to it, and that's why the TV and the ability to broadcast this has been huge. And we do hope that everyone will follow it and check in on Channel 213 and look out for the amateurs and the pros in action. It's really going to be exciting.
There we go, folks. Sarah Braude, of course, the president of Women's Golf South Africa. She's been doing tremendous work over the last few years to help golf grow, men and women. But go and have a look there if you have half a chance. SA Women's, the Investec SA Women's Open running at the moment. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on talking about sport in the province. Back in a sec.